Hi there, my name is Grant and today I'll be leading you through a warm-up. So what we're going to do is get our heart rate up, get our breathing up, get all our muscles warm so we're ready to work out. So first thing we're going to do, start with a light march. So right now I'm just pedaling my feet, not lifting my toes off the ground. Just a nice light pedal, getting that arms sway in there. And then if you'd like, you can bring those toes up off the ground, get into a march. You can bring those knees up to 90 degrees, still keeping those arms moving. Good. Just stand up nice and straight. Keep breathing throughout this. We're going to march for just a few more seconds, and then we're going to do a bit of a cross-body exercise. So what we're going to do is lift one knee, drive the opposite elbow towards it, and we're just going to alternate. So you don't have to connect. We're just moving our knee and our elbow to the center of the body. If you'd like to increase that intensity, you can try to bring your knee up to your elbow. Good. While we're doing this, just squeeze your core as you bring your knee up and drive your elbow down. Excellent. We're going to do this for 10 more seconds. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay, hopefully you're feeling a little warm, starting to breathe a bit. So next we're going to do a toe tap balance exercise. So what we're going to do, you can place your hands at your sides, on your hips. And we're going to bring one toe out in front, tap, to the side, tap, and behind, tap. Back to the side and to the front. And just keep going in that motion. And if you'd like to increase the balance challenge, you can move your arms out to the side, and you can also just hover that foot and take out the toe tap. So these should just be nice, fluid movements. Just stand up nice and straight, keep breathing. And we're going to do this side for just a few more seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Good. Same thing, other leg. You can start with your hands at your sides, just tapping in front, to the side, behind, to the side, in front. Again, at your own pace, if you'd like to increase the balance challenge, you can move your arms out to the side and or just hover that foot. So just drag your toe about an inch off the ground. Nice fluid movements, slow and controlled. Good. Once you've found your pace, I'm going to do this for about 5 more seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Okay. We're going to move back into our warm-up. So, just nice light march with me. Same thing we started with. Again, you can leave those toes on the ground or pick them up slightly, but we're just going to go nice and light. While we do this, I want you to stretch your arms out to your sides, and then you're going to bring them together in front of you, squeezing your chest to pull them together, and all the while kind of pulling your shoulder blades apart. Still standing up nice and straight. We're going to come back out, squeeze that chest together, pull those shoulder blades apart. So we're strengthening our chest and stretching our upper back. And just keep marching with me. We're going to keep that lower body moving just to keep our blood flowing, keep our heart rate up. We're going to do just a couple more of these. Good. Okay. Now straight back out to the side. This time we're going to go behind us. So stretching our chest out and squeezing our shoulder blades together. So just doing the opposite movement. Still marching. So just squeeze your shoulder blades together and you're stretching that chest out as well. Just slow and controlled. Good. A few more of these. Nice. Okay. Shake out if you need to. Now we're going to do a side step. So I'm just taking one step to the side and we're bringing my other foot to it. Same thing. Back to the other side. So just doing some side steps. And now we're going to add a bicep curl. So elbows pinned at your sides, palms up, and just bring that wrist up towards your shoulders. Good. So now we're just adding some side-to-side movement, continuing to warm up our upper body as well. So just keep doing those bicep curls. We'll do a couple more. And now continue with the side step. This time we're going to go overhead, and we're going to do tricep extensions. So just place your hands together behind your head and go straight up to the ceiling. Keep your back nice and straight. Keep your chest out. Still side stepping, and just bring your elbows down to 90 and full extension. Good. Do a couple more of these. Okay, still side stepping. This time, I want you to bring your wrists out just about to your shoulders. They should be parallel with your body. And we're just going to drive up towards the ceiling and do a shoulder press. So now you probably feel like you're in some dance club. But we're just side stepping, doing that shoulder press. Definitely feeling my upper arms getting warm. Hope you are too. Do this for just a little bit longer. Okay, shake out if you need to. We're going to return to that march, and now we're going to stretch everything that we just strengthened. So first, we're going to put our arm out in front of us, palm up, grab our fingers, and gently pull on our wrist. And I want you to feel that stretch in your bicep. So just gently pull. Should not be painful or uncomfortable. Just get a nice, easy stretch while we're continuing to march. Hold that for just a couple more seconds. Switch to the other arm. Same thing. Grab those fingers. Pull back on your wrist. Try to feel that stretch up in your bicep. Just gently pulling. We don't want to stretch too far and hurt ourselves. Good. Now we're going to go up overhead. Grab one elbow with your other hand and gently pull back on your arm. You should be feeling that stretch in your tricep right here. So I'm continuing to march, standing up nice and straight. Just getting a gentle stretch, not pulling too hard. And switch. Good. Just keep breathing. Keep your chest out. Gently feel that stretch. Come down, shake it out. Now we're going to do a shoulder stretch. So bring our arm across our chest, placing our other arm above or below our elbow, but not directly on your elbow joint. So whatever feels more comfortable, just gently pull your elbow closer to your chest without being on your elbow, and just stretch the outside of your shoulder right there. So just like the other ones, we're going to continue to march, and just a nice, gentle pull to feel that stretch. All right, switch. Same thing, above or below your elbow, not on it. Just gently feel that stretch in your outer shoulder. Good job. Keep breathing. Keep your chest out, back nice and straight. We'll hold this for just a couple more seconds. Okay, now you can finally stop marching. We're going to move into some leg warm-ups. So, first thing we're going to do is hands at your sides, on your hips, whatever's comfortable. We're going to bring our knee up using our hip. And then we're going to use our quadricep to drive our foot out in front of us while our knee is up at 90 degrees. So 90 degrees and then out. Back down, 90 degrees, pushing that foot out. Just getting a nice dynamic leg warm up. While you do this, you can squeeze your core as you drive that knee up. Activate your core as well. Good. Going to keep going. Just a couple more on this side. Nice. Okay. Switch legs. Same thing other side. Find your balance. Coming up, bringing that knee up. Foot out. Back down. Up. Out. Back down. Good. Again, you come up, squeeze that core. Just keep your shoulders back, standing up nice and straight. Still breathing. We'll do just a couple more of these. Excellent. All right, next thing we're going to do is move into a light air squat. So we're going to come down, get your feet planted slightly wider than shoulder width apart, and come back, keeping our knees behind our toes. We're just going to come down to about a 45-degree bend. So not a super deep squat. Just getting that motion in. Good. Now what we're going to do is add a calf raise at the top of our squat. So we're going to come down on our squat, come up, and calf raise. So we'll do that for each one. Up, calf raise, down, up, calf raise. And again, these don't need to be deep squats. Just focus on keeping your knee behind your toes as you go down. Pushing up on your toes for that calf raise. So as you come up, just stand up on your tiptoes and then back on your heels to go back down. So we're getting that squat. We're also activating our lower legs and our calves. Good. Just a few more seconds of these. In 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now we're going to do some lower body stretching. So the first thing we're going to do is just grab our ankle with the same hand and just pull back on your knee. Sorry, not on your knee. Bending the knee, just gently pulling. You should feel that stretch on the front of your quad right there. So again, same thing as the other stretches. Just slight discomfort. Just gently pull until you feel that stretch, but shouldn't be putting yourself in any sort of pain. So we'll hold this for a few more seconds before we switch to the other leg. All right. Same thing. Grab your ankle. Pull your ankle towards your hip. Keep your back up nice and straight and just gently pull. Take a few deep breaths. Feel that stretch. Good. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to go into what I call a pretzel squat. So what we're going to do is bring one ankle across the other knee and just gently go down into a squat. You can place your hand on your ankle and your knee for stability. Try to keep your chest out. This is going to challenge balance a little bit as well. But find that point where you feel that stretch back here in the hip of the leg that you have crossed over the other. So whatever that is, you don't have to go super deep. Just find your balance, gently feel that stretch. Just hold it for a moment. Take a couple deep breaths. Just stretching the back of our hip here. Good. Slowly come back up. Now we're going to switch, do the same thing on the other side. If you need to grab a wall or a chair to find your balance, that's totally fine. Right now we're just focused on getting that stretch. So again, you can place your hands on your leg for stability. Wherever you find that stretch back here in your hip. I find it a little helpful if you put light pressure on your knee. You might feel that a little bit more in your outer hip. But again, just gently feeling that stretch, not pushing ourselves to any pain. We don't want to hurt ourselves. Do this for just a couple more seconds. Slowly come up out of it. Good. Now we're going to stretch out the front of our hips in a bit of a warrior lunge. So we're going to keep one foot planted, bring the other out in front of us. And we're going to bend that back knee and kind of push our shoulders back and lean in. And you should feel that stretch right here on the front of that rear hip. So you may have to kind of push your hip forward a bit, very gently, just lightly feeling that stretch. Good. Just hold that for a few moments. Take a deep breath. Just relax. Feel that stretch on the front of your hip. And in 3, 2, 1, come back up. Same thing with the other leg. One foot stepped out in front of you. Bend that back knee. Push your hips forward. Now you should be feeling it on the front of this hip. So just keep your shoulders back, keeping your chest out, just gently feeling that stretch. Good. We'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Okay, now we're going to go down into a tabletop position. So if you have a mat or a carpeted floor, it'll be easier on your knees and your palms. So I'm just coming down, tabletop, resembling a table, trying to keep my back nice and straight, my palms planted. And the first thing we're going to do is just some hamstring curls. So I'm going to bring my ankles up towards my hips, squeezing here on the back of my leg where that hamstring is. So just slow and controlled. We don't want to do any fast pulsing, that doesn't do us anything. Just slow and controlled, up, squeeze on the back of your leg, and back down. Good. All right. We'll do just a few more of these. Keep going at your own pace. Feel that squeeze in your hamstrings. Nice. All right, rest. Next thing we're going to do is bird dogs. So with that, we're going to be stretching one arm out in front of us, one leg behind us, and coming back down. And what we're doing, we're working our leg a little bit, our shoulder a little bit, but what we're really doing is squeezing our lower back when we extend ourselves. So try and just maintain your balance, driving that rear foot behind you, straight out, and that opposite arm straight out in front of you. Now we're going to switch. It's the same thing. Use your other arm and your other opposite leg, and just reach straight out in front. Drive that toe back behind you, squeezing in that lower back. Good. We'll do just a couple more of these. And rest. All right. Now we're going to do fire hydrants. So some hip abduction. We're going to stay in tabletop and bring one knee out to the side. We're not really moving our foot too much. We're just focusing on our hip, using our hip to drive that knee straight out to the side of your body. Good. So just focus on that movement. Do what makes you comfortable. We'll go for just a few more on this side before we switch to the other side. Good. Okay. Same thing. Other leg. Just driving that knee out directly to the side. Should be feeling your hip doing the work. Just keep breathing throughout this. Keep a nice straight back. Maintain that table like someone has a tray of breakfast on your back. Good. In 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now we're going to go down into a plank. So on your elbows with your hands placed close together, we're just going to come down and form a plank. So keeping our shoulders, hips, and ankles in a line, in a plank. And tighten your core. That's what we're working. But now we're going to lean back on our heels. We're going to get a calf stretch. So if you'd like to increase the intensity, you can come up on your palms. Again, still maintain that plank. And you can pedal your legs and just gently push down on your ankle to feel that calf stretch. Good. Just a couple more seconds. And rest. Okay? Now, we're going to go on our side. Elbow planted. We're going to have our lower leg straight out, and this upper leg, we're going to bring our ankle across in front of our knee. So with this, I want you to try and maintain some pretty good alignment. I mean, you're on your your hip and your elbow, but just try and keep a nice tight core, activate those side core muscles. And what we're doing is with this lower leg, we're just going to bring it up towards the ceiling, just slow and controlled. Now we're working the inside of our hip. Again, keep that core nice and tight, but focus on that hip movement. So just bringing your ankle up towards the ceiling. Do just a couple more on this side. Good. Go ahead, switch legs. So again, bottom leg straight out, this other leg across in front. You can place your hand on your hip if it's easier. Find that alignment, tighten your core, and just bring that ankle up, squeezing here in your inner hip. Good. Keep breathing. We've almost made it to the end of the warm-up. Do just a couple more here and rest. Okay? Staying on the floor, we're going to move into a seated position. Now we're just going to cool down a bit, do some stretching to conclude our warm-up. So the first thing we're going to do is bring one foot up to our knee and extend the other leg out. So I think you can see. So we're going to have this foot planted near our knee, this leg straight out. And what we want to do is just reach out for that toe, feeling that stretch on the back of our leg. So just keep breathing through this. We're just cooling down now, doing some stretching. Reach out for that toe. Gently feel the stretch. No need to push yourself. Shouldn't be pulsing to see how far we can get. Just gently reaching out. And at the same time, we're going to keep this outer knee planted and try and stretch the inside of our hip a little bit. If you're not feeling that stretch, we can do another stretch after this, but just focus on keeping that outer knee planted. And switch legs. So now bring this knee up, extend your other leg. Same thing, foot touching your leg, or at least up here. We're going to plant that outer knee best we can, feeling that stretch on the inside of our hip. Just gently reach out for that toe. You may feel yourself slowly getting closer to your toe, gently getting that stretch. But again, just nice and light, shouldn't be painful. We'll hold this for just a few more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so if you didn't feel that stretch in your inner hip, what we can do is a butterfly stretch. So touching the bottoms of our feet together, bringing them in towards our hips. Just gently push down with your elbows on your knees. You're just kind of widening your hips, feeling that stretch on the inside of your hips. Good. So just keep breathing. Almost there. We have one stretch left. So now you can maintain this position. You can go crisscross, bend your knees, but we're going to stay seated. And we're just going to reach up on one side, cross our arm over the other. We're just going to lean, stretch out this side of our body. So just take a couple deep breaths. Feel that stretch here on the side of your torso. We'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return to center. Same thing, other side. Reach up nice and high. Keep your back straight, chest out. And just lean to the side. Stretch out that side of your body. Good. Just a couple more deep breaths. Slowly return to center. And you're done. Hope you feel nice and warmed up. Thanks for joining me.